extremely short range. A lot of their champions, they do spike at 1 and 2 items, but they directed their team comp more so into what they wanted to do. And now, this means that Bono is so far ahead. He has rubber banded Gromp up. Oh, well, actually, having
oh no, Bono! What do you do from here? He's trying to fight. Here comes Akali, the flash on in. He barely is gonna go down. That was closer than it had to be.
Where it's not really all that useful, especially because you have 3 champions that almost have no reliance on mana. And just like we saw in a previous game tonight, enemies are doing the next objective. This is a very unfortunate situation for Hanwha Life to be in, but we talked about this is what's sort of to be expected. And unfortunate for them, Mountain Drake was rolled, which helps with Sandbox being able to shred through Baron and raise tier 2 turrets, so Hanwha can't be too happy about that.
We're getting so much of the gold that was on the map, plus objectives here. Mountain Drake into another Mountain Drake will be the 3rd Drake of the game. Summit still on the top side. As well, Lava is going to avoid that knock-up as they're looking for the turret here. Kaling comes down, and oh boy, Lava gonna be knocked
top tier 1 and just get that Mountain Drake. You do not want to give Sandbox double Mountain.
I mean, it's kind of like a weird rotation that they're being. The 2nd Mountain Drake also goes to the side of Sandbox, so they're gonna have a lot of map control with this early lead that they've already picked up, and having double Mountain is just so threatening when you can have control of the map like this.
Double Mountain is
he used his cleanse as well. He's gonna flash away. Will he go down? Looks like no key. Now in a ton of trouble. They're looking to flash onto him. Don't even need to use it. They just get the kill. Ghost.
Look at how quickly that Baron just goes down.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. You got Lucid in there as well.
Summit.
Okay, here comes Lava into the pit. They want to turn on Bono. He doesn't have his splash. Tall, big time ultimate onto all 5 members, but no engage will happen. They just want to stop the Baron, and Sandbox say, come at me, bro. We're going to go for it no matter what. Field comes down. They want to zone him out. The smite is early, but it doesn't matter. It goes their way. As Lava gonna get extremely low. Big time damage. Okay, there you go. Lava gonna go down. Tall, not tanky enough, and Songyun trying to get in the back line, but the rest of his team just disappears. He even flashes in for that one, but does not go his way. Picks up a double kill, but his entire team died, and Sandbox also got the Baron.
Yeah, and this is the perfect timing to get an ace with your Lucian and Victor and Urgot still remaining. The best tower shredders on their team with double Mountain Drake. They're going to be able to convert this into an inhibitor capture. They're going to get 3 turrets off of this. Just a monstrous turn of events, and what was looking like almost a period of stability for Hanwha just completely flipped on its head. And I don't think that the game's going to be recoverable from this point.
You know, you were talking about gold leads and how it's expected, but 10,000 gold now at 26 minutes, as you mentioned, kind of seems like a Mountain Drake as if they needed any more.
Go ahead, roll an Infernal. No?
Not quite, no.
Not quite.
You don't have that power, LS. You can predict in the pick and ban, but not the Dragons. Maybe next time.
Well, now we're going to get the bottom tier 2 turret. And there's still plenty of time remaining on this Baron.
Yeah.
Triple Mountain. Such an unfortunate scenario.
Well, they're trying to engage on the left side here. Summit is in a ton of trouble. Is going to go down, but immediately Thresh somehow in transition just disappears. And, well, now Bono's caught out. Looks like they went a little bit too far out of their base. Sandbox immediately pulls the leash back and say, no, we're going to pick up a couple of kills, and that they do.
They did manage to stop the siege on the bottom turret, but Sandbox saying that, yeah, I think they want the win now. This could be a little bit overeager. We've seen what a decision like this has done to other teams in the past. Games were able to be recovered from what should have been certain defeat.
Well, you can see Lava is trying his best, but he's going to get called down. Even Tall himself, no ultimate. Not quite able to push them back just yet, but they did stop the push. And Baron buff near expiration. Here comes TP.
Oh, there's so many bounties on this.
He doesn't have his ultimate. He's just doing a little bit of damage, and now with no pool, he's going to disappear. as desperation strikes again. And unfortunately, that means 2 more deaths here for Hanwha Life as Sandbox looks spectacular tonight. Gonna pick up another kill in the enemy base, and now they're gonna look to end the game.
Yeah, they're certainly just gonna be able to finish this here. Tal giving us his best Leroy Jenkins impression right there on the Vladimir engage.
Lava trying his best. He flashed to try to kill the minions, and well, he did that, but still went down, as did Songyun. And he's actually doing a good job trading on the backside, but it does not matter. He goes down, Nexus goes down, and game 1 goes down to the side of Sandbox.
Damage threat, but instead, ooh, I like this.
Darius is entering the rift for Summit.
Is it gonna be teleporter?
Challengers seem strong.
I don't like that Darius. You know what? Actually, I kind of do like it. He's very thin.
Take a look at this. Axe is in. They're going to be apprehended, but Summit's in a really awkward spot here. Has to flash. But here comes Temps. They want to burst him down, but the rest of Sandbox trying to come in. Here's Key, by the way, from the bottom side. First blood goes to Olaf.
Capture of this Ocean Drake at 9 minutes, so not the worst capture. 9 minutes is still kind of early. It's not 10 like I mentioned in one of the previous games, but landing phase is still reasonably healthy.
Trying to go for the steal there doesn't want to be kited for days, and at least he will survive as, okay, here's on fleek, no flash on attempt. Taunt is going to go wide, and Dove didn't have his flash. Kind of favor that Mountain Drake. It's not half bad here for Sandbox.
Really good Dragon, it is. It's going to help them do a play like we saw in-game.
Going to get a big charge here, and the Sleepy Trouble Bubble has landed, but Galio should be just fine. TP. Kind of interesting here as Summit is going to get exhausted too. Will go down. Lucian, meanwhile, Ghost in the bottom lane takes out his own turret, so they trade 1 for 1 in the end.
The trade is
perhaps because the game has been so slow. Looking for Tempt now as well. You're going to be kicked out of the circle. He wants the kill big time now. He's going to flash away, but still goes down. Dove is going to be slept for the entire.
Wow,
I'm a little bit sad that we jinxed. But you know, in all seriousness, on fleek is.
Songyun on the Ezreal is going to be one of the main hopes this game. Ezreal's going to have a lot of work cut out. I mentioned just a few moments ago, they have the items getting completed. They have that Mountain Drake. They're going to raise the mid-tier 1 turret. It's a really big vision victory.
Can just rotate on over, should be free.
That is way too late. Doesn't even matter. And now with the Baron, it is so mid lane. 1 level and 80 carry. Although I guess Key has a level lead over Joker, but I guess that, you know, it doesn't really matter that much.
This game, no? Recent meta has been a lot faster. Summit is looking for a guy who is 4 levels below him. It doesn't matter if he can run away because he's just going to get stomped by Summit, who puts his axe to the head of Mugen and says, get out of here.
I didn't think that R was going to kill, but
he's a big boy.
He just popped. Oh, man.
That's what happens when you're 4 levels above and you have just been farming the entire game.
I mean, I don't think Glenn knew that was coming either, but regardless now, push is happening in top and mid. And you can just see Hanwha's just forced to stand by and watch. Their champions aren't equipped to deal with wave clear. They can't engage into the enemy team composition because they're supposed to whittle you down. They're supposed to poke you, and that doesn't matter when you have 2 Ocean Drakes and a Baron buff.
Well, they did get the sleep on a Joker, so he's going to die. You see Mugen trying to get the steal there with the redemption. But here we go, big fight, trying to force the 5v3. But the stopwatch comes in for Summit, and they're going to turn it around. The dunk is denied by the Devour. Nice little timing there by that Tom Kench. Keeping him alive, and now Dove getting kited once again. Nice paddle start on the backside, and now Sandbox.
Mountain first, and now with double Mountain Drake, and at this stage of the game, you can easily just have Lucian and Lee Sin light up. That's not just levels, it's skill points and base HP.
Here comes Summit going straight at them and trying to go for the flank. Here's Rakan into the back line, gets 2 of them, but insta-cleanse for both of them gets them to safety. As now Urgot is going to be devoured, going in for the kill. He's going to get it onto Mugen. And now we're playing on opposite sides of the rift as Ghost is on the chase. Big damage from him. And the Zoe, but there's the taunt. Comes out a Dove. as he is able to capitalize on that kill. Summit actually has his Q totally dodged, but you can't dodge that ultimate, as everybody is going to be going down here. Songyun, the only one left alive, but not anymore, goes down. Clean ace as Sandbox Gaming looking to end the game.
Yeah, and they're just choosing so decisive. They cast the teleport on that top minion wave, and they're going to definitely be able to end the game. 2 Mountain Drakes, all the other team members barreling down mid. This is definitely going to be the end.
Yeah. That's going to do it. I thought this was going to be a bit closer of a series. I mean, Hanwha Life, they nearly took a game off of Griffin, but this says a lot about Sandbox that they're able to show up today, defeat 2 different rosters in relatively easy fashion, too. They made it look really, really easy on the Rift tonight. The 2-0 victory, well-deserved, going to Sandbox, who are now 4-0 in series here in the LCK. Another big team from Challenger to look out for.
Yeah, and it's really just hyping up when they collide with the current kings of LCK. We'll see what ends up happening in that match. And it's very interesting that both games tonight sort of panned out the same way. Very explosive team fight, immediately resulting in the end of the game, basically.
Yeah.
Although you could argue that they failed to get the 2 inhibitors, and then there was a little bit of posturing, and it almost looked like Hanwha Life was going to be able to recover. But again, all the eggs were in the Songyun basket, and it couldn't quite pull through.
Yeah, I was kind of sad for Tempt. I feel like you were mentioning it before.